Hey guys, and welcome to Season 3, Episode 12 of Couch in the Mind, clearing the mind one couch talk at a time. On today's episode, I've got Jared Guiste, cool associate friend of mine. How you going, brother?
Not bad. And yourself?
Oh, mate, loving life. It's kind of nice because the weather's pretty overcast, so it gives you a bit of excuse to kind of do nothing.
Yeah, I like that. I actually like that a lot.
I struggle to sit down at times, but I think when the weather's sort of shit, it gives me more of a reason to sit down and watch a Netflix movie.
As long as it's not Squid Games. Sorry, guys.
What's wrong with Squid Games?
It's just not for me. I watched one episode and, I can't get into it. I know people always say, especially with... I'll use Game of Thrones for an example. I'm not into that either. Again, sorry, guys.
I'm the same, bro.
I watched 2 episodes and everyone's like, no, you've got to watch the whole season, mate. If I can't get through 2 episodes, I'm not going to get through a whole season.
I don't know, because I'll look at it and the episodes are like about an hour long.
Yeah.
And how many seasons? About 7 seasons or whatever?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, and I'm not going to be able to watch a season of, 10 episodes to get into it. That's too much for me.
See, this is my theory because, I have a couple of TV shows that I really enjoy watching, but I look at it and then when I finish watching 5 seasons of it, I'm like, what else do I get out of it now? It's like watching like a reality TV show. Like I'm a celebrity. You remember the celebrities whilst the show's on, and then a month advances, and you kind of forget who the winner is.
That's correct. And some shows like they'll make them and then they'll just stop making them, and then it's just like, oh, all right, awesome. I've just wasted 10 hours of my life, and now they're not even making it.
I mean, I tell you what, like if that's the only thing we're worried about, it's
pretty good life. Pretty good life.
It's not bad, man.
Yeah, correct.
So, like the topic we'll be going over today that I thought would resonate with you pretty well is when life gives you lemons. So pretty much, if anyone knows that saying, it's kind of like when you go through shit in life and you kind of don't know what to do with yourself and you're stuck in that situation. I think you've got to learn to just move forward, make the best out of what you're given. And obviously, I'd love you to share some of the things you've experienced and you're going through right now. But where I'd love to start is, you mentioned to me, I think one of the first times I spoke to you at work, that you're a paramedic for a while in the UK. And what was that experience like?
You actually loved it. I think it's one of those jobs where you either love it or hate it.
Yeah.
So I was doing my degree on the Gold Coast. Then I went to England and I was teaching there as well, but then also doing just like placement with London Ambulance. I just love just getting out and being able to help people, to be honest. No matter what the situation is, I'm happy just to get in there and just help people. I feel like there's not much of that around anymore these days. Like, I'll use an example. I was walking from the shops to my house and I fell over with all my groceries. And then people were just walking past, like not one person stopped to say, "You all right, mate?"
That's so true, man. It's so true, hey. Like, I mean, I see a lot of people in the same sort of situation and might go for a run, they just trip over their own feet and fall over, and it's so easy just to brush them aside and not even check. But that's the common thing now. Like, I don't know, it kind of falls into the same category for me as common sense.
Yeah. I just don't know when we sort of lost that, just seeing if people are okay, even if they've just fallen over. Even if you don't know them, just, oh, hey, mate, you all right? Do you need a hand? Most of them they'll probably say no anyway, but you've asked the question.
Yeah. And do you find that, like, when you were working as a paramedic, as you said that you're helping people in not great situations, do you find that in that instance is like the most rewarding sort of job to have?
It is. I like it, just being able to help people, and you build that rapport, and I suppose them trusting you to help them. Whereas, like, there has been occasions where a few circumstances where you'd go to help someone, no matter how severe it is, and they'd say no. Because they don't trust you, or that because of their own past experiences, or even with everything that happens in America now, you can get sued for everything. So they might think, no, I won't ask them for help, because they may then ask me for money, and then, or whatever the circumstance is. Generally, I like just researching stuff on, like, or just medical things in general, and just being able to use that and help people. Yeah.
But it's so true what you're saying. You've got to be really careful with helping people, because I remember. Because I used to, when I was doing electrical, I remember I think every 12 months you've got to renew your CPR.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, if you're walking on the streets and you saw someone who was in need of help, and they said no, you didn't respect that. It could come down to religious beliefs.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Anything personal stance on that. if you don't respect that, there are some pretty bad implications.
Yeah, sometimes with some religions, just say you went to someone's house and something was happening, and it was a lady, for example, and because of their religious background, you would have to, before helping them, you'd have to call their husband to make sure it was okay to help them.
Real.
So I personally had a big problem with that and struggled a lot because I'm kind of thinking, well, what happens if Jimmy's on the phone to Scotty? Do you want me to just keep calling him back while you're bleeding out, for example?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, whilst you're watching the situation get worse, you're waiting for the phone to, someone to pick up on the other line, and it's just ringing out.
Yeah, or if they might be on the phone to someone else and they don't know my number or the number. Like, you can't be like, love, you'll be fine, sit there, I'll sit here, we'll wait for whatever he's doing, and then we'll try again.
Just pretend it's not happening. And like, what, you were a paramedic for a while, what happened? You transitioned out of that? Like you said that it wasn't long after that you started it was nerve pain in the legs?
Yeah, so I got nerve damage from my knees down, so I've got no feeling from my knees down.
Wow.
So I've got to wear walking braces and things like that. So I, sort of put that behind me. A lot of people did say, oh, why don't you go work in, an emergency call centre? But I don't know maybe it's stubbornness, I'm not sure. But I didn't do that degree to sit in a call centre to answer the phone to.
I understand.
Get people that want the job that I wanted to tell them, oh yeah, go do this. Whereas I can't do that now, so I don't sort of want that in my mindset, I guess. So I kind of just look for things I can do and I will enjoy rather than focus on something I can't do because of this, which then I think would put me in a bad place.
Yeah, because you're wanting to be in the situation of going out and helping people, not the person behind the phone telling someone what they need to do and where they need to go. No, I get that. But like, walk through that situation with me of when you started to feel a bit of a change in your legs.
I think it was sometimes when I'd, for example, I don't know, I might scrape my foot or kick my foot or something, and I'd notice there's like a pretty big cut with a lot of blood, and I couldn't feel it. So to me, that was concerning. I was a bit like, okay. So that's when I started, going and getting just everything checked just to make sure. That's not normal, because normally all your nerve endings are at the end of your toes and stuff as well, so Absolutely. You should feel it. That's why like a paper cut hurts, because it's at your nerve endings.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then even a few times, like when I was in England, in England they got radiators in your bedrooms, so just like so they're hot. So I've woken up and my feet were too close to the radiator, so 4 of my toes, not my big toe, but the other 4, were all like black, like the end of my shoes black.
But you just didn't feel it.
Yeah, and they were swollen. So I had to go to the hospital every day for about 4 months.
Wow.
So they could like take off the excess skin and dead skin and try and get that.
Fuck.
Yeah, and I couldn't feel any of that. So
do they have any idea what's causing this?
Well, I am diabetic, so it would be part of that as well. But yeah, it was hard. So when I actually came back from England to the coast, that was March last year, in the prime of COVID. I literally organised with my specialist, can I fly in and just do my 2 weeks quarantine at one of the hospitals so they could keep an eye on my feet and that as well, rather than me having to get around and stuff like that. So flew in and camped out at the Gold Coast University Hospital for 2 weeks.
Now, because I could imagine, because it's a massive life change for you. You're a very active, outgoing sort of person. You like trying new things out and having fucking fun on the weekends, all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
But like, when that sort of transitioned for you, how was it adjusting at the start?
At the start, I just don't. Even still now, I suppose I just don't. I didn't really do a whole lot, which I still don't now really, but I don't try and put myself in situations that I know I can't do something. Or like, for example, my friends used to go out and play basketball or go, because I used to dance and stuff, so they'd go dance and stuff like that, and I'd say to them, hey, if you're going to go dancing or that, don't worry about inviting me, because I'll say no, because I don't want to sit there and have to watch. I said, just hit me up after and I'll come in and have food or lunch or whatever you're doing after. Yeah. Just so that way I'm still socialising and seeing my friends, which is always a big part of just even mental health in general, being able to see other people and stuff like that, but not just sitting there watching somewhere feeling shit, because then I'm not going to want to go hang out after, because I'll just be like...
Yeah, be feeling mopey.
Yeah.
No, because you'll be like, fuck, if this didn't happen, like I could be doing really well in that field. Yeah, no, 100%, man. But like when you were saying about dancing, because we spoke about that before, it's not hip hop. What sort of?
No, it is hip-hop.
It's hip hop. What sort of? What got you into there?
Great question. I think it was more like around the time when, like, say, Usher, Chris Brown were big into dancing.
Yeah.
I think it was more about that. So a lot of my friends now are all dancers. But then I think that's all it sort of was. I just wanted to learn. And when I had been out before, like clubbing, I was like, oh, that looks cool. I may as well learn something to something that looks good. I'd like to do that. So I just
women dig it.
Sometimes, yeah. But it's pretty good because my little career, when we used to go out and just dance around, we literally just go out not to like pick up girls. No, we just go to have a dance.
Awesome.
And then just go home, like, and then people would come over and be like, oh, what are you doing? We're like, come join, have fun. Like, it's not. Some people go out when they do dance to like pick up girls or to be intimidating to other people. Like, oh yeah, I can do this. But it's just like we all see it as like dancing's fun. Just get everyone involved. It makes it more fun. Then you get more mates, and then
I get it. I know what you mean, man. No, 100%. Like, every time I go out, like I just envy not. I mean, with COVID, I always envied not being able to go out and dance and just have fun.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as music's going on, you gotta have a boogie, mate.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, like, and I think it depends. Like, with me, it depends who I'm around or who I was around. So, for example, if it was with my dance mates, yeah, we'd muck around, dance around. But when I was with my mates that didn't dance, just bop, just with them, just muck around and bop. And that's about it, because I don't want them to feel uncomfortable.
Hey, I know you mentioned this to me. I mean, you showed this to me when in between calls. I think it was like last week. You were showing me how to do the wave.
Oh,
how do you do the wave, brother?
Oh, God, put me on the spot, mate. Yeah, so when we're in between calls and we're just hanging out, I try and teach big man over here, Jaden, some dance. So when we can dance now in clubs. So when he does go out and with his mates and they see the babes, he can show them a little trick. So it's just the wave. So literally, I learnt this from a good friend called Liquid Rush. Yeah. Look him up. He's a great guy, great dancer. Respect, mate. So literally, it's just arm up, down. Oh, it should be like that. Up to your shoulder, back, boom, boom, and then that's how you properly wave.
Mate, it's funny because before you showed me that, I was always like trying to
most people
to
just
do
be
that.
like,
Get like the proper. I don't know.
But once you like learn that sort of way, then you know it flows. Yeah.
Because you said you were planning on like doing competitions around the world.
So yeah, we do like comps around Gold Coast and Brisbane and stuff and that as well. And then like they do have like worlds and stuff like that for like dance crews and things like that. So a lot of my friends did that as well. Yeah, some more hip hop and break, and they've been on like a few of the TV shows around and competing in that. And,
real?
Yeah. So
what sort of, like, because I've never really watched any of those sort of shows. Like where do you find is like Red Bull TV sort of thing?
Some of them do for Red Bull for break, but generally like they've done X Factor and all that sort of stuff.
Real?
I think it was X Factor.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, and it's all Australia's Got Talent, things like that. So, but yeah, it's just all fun. But they all have general jobs as well, but that's their hobby as well.
Is there a big sort of demand for hip hop? Like, could you make a job out of it?
I mean, I know some of the nightclubs they do hire people to dance and stuff like that as well. To be honest, here, I mean, I suppose with film clips, I suppose you could, but I mean, a lot of it is in America and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like that's a sort of industry. To be able to get to the next stage, you've got to be able to go overseas, live in America, and
but they've all been dancing before they could crawl. I think over there.
Oh, fucking oath, mate! It's not hip hop. I used to watch fucking Dance Mums.
Dance Mums. Yeah, that's with what's her name?
The big that.
Yeah. Anne, no.
Oh, she was nutter, mate.
Mary Ann, no. Something Anne, I don't know.
She was like the Hitler, not like a Hitler version of a woman.
She was.
But yeah, it always, I don't know. It seems like breakdance theater, all sort of stuff. It's always in high demand in America and those areas. Yeah.
There's so many show programs as well.
Going from like doing breakdance into like being a paramedic and then finding out that you got nerve damage and I'm assuming it's gotten a little bit worse over time.
Yeah.
Now, how do you because like going back to the topic of when life gives you lemons, how do you not let it get the better of you and just kind of make the most of what you have?
Just focusing on what I can do, not what I can't do. Yeah, so I mean, I had to sort of, reset, I guess, and look at, okay, I can do this, I can do that, I can't do this, I can do that. So what jobs or what can I do that won't affect, I suppose, my livelihood, I guess. Well, it's weird because I'm generally a glass half empty kind of person, which I think that actually helped me because I'm a realist, glass half empty. If I know I can't do it, I'm not going to bother.
Yeah.
which is good because personally I don't know because I'm not a glass half full kind of person. So sorry if I'm saying the wrong thing here, but like I feel like they might be more positive about it, and then that means to me then I'm putting myself in a situation which
makes you feel like shit because
Yeah.
you can't do it.
yeah. So at least I realise I know I'm glass half empty. I know I can't do that. I'm not going to bother.
Yeah, it's fair because like if you put yourself in those situations, you could try, but more often not than not, if you're usually unable to be able to do it, like why the fuck put yourself in those sort of situations?
Exactly. Yeah.
And then ultimately you're just gonna feel shit because it's not gonna work out for you.
Yeah. No. 100%. It's hard, and I feel like although I still don't see myself as someone with a disability because of the nerve damage.
It's funny because people that are a bit like incompetent in understanding the definition of what being disabled is.
Yeah.
Like if I thought about like someone who's disabled, I think wheelchair.
Yeah. Yeah. You would.
You know,
Yeah.
wheelchair or someone who's lost a leg. Something that's very easily seen.
Yeah.
Whereas for yourself with nerve damage, I mean, other than the fact that you kind of hobble a little bit just to get the legs going,
Yeah.
like you wouldn't really know.
Yeah. So I mean, because I don't trust people really. I find even job interviews and stuff like that, because I don't know if there's a stigma on people with disabilities. I don't know, but I just to cover myself. If I have a job interview, I'll say, just so you know, I have got nerve damage from my knees down. I do wear walking braces. I am still mobile though, just so you're aware. That way I've said it, I've put it out there.
Do you think that like being disabled, you get put in like one corner, like when you're going for job interviews, like they look at you differently for someone else who doesn't have any form of disability?
I don't know, honestly don't know, but I just like to put it out there that I can still do that, but just let you know I have walking braces on.
But you having to do that, like if you didn't do that, would there be a chance that they would look at you differently and be like, oh, is this guy capable of working in our area?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's what I'd be afraid of, like getting the job and then like, oh, I didn't know this. Oh, you won't be able to do this. Oh, sorry. That's where I'm a bit like, I'd rather just put it out there so that way they know if I got employed, for example.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I don't see that as fair because like if you actually haven't given someone an opportunity, even just give them a trial week or trial a couple of days, and if they actually fit in that field, regardless of whether or not they're disabled or they may have not worked in that industry before, like you've got to give them a try. You've got to give them an opportunity.
Yeah, it's actually funny saying that because my physio the other day was telling me about, I can't remember what company it is, but they've started a new employment strategy which I can see they will never get in trouble for this employment strategy, but I feel like they might get some not as good of people that people that are good workers. But I mean, I guess that they can get rid of them then and just get new ones. But their employment strategy now is, I think they had first in best dressed, as long as you're Australian citizen or resident,
Wow.
as long as you have Australian citizen resident, as long as I know you can drive or something, and you can talk to people. You've got a job. They had this many jobs, and as long as you fit those criteria, you've got the job.
See, I like that because it's actually giving people a go.
I like it 100%. But I was just like, I love that because they tried it in America and somewhere in England, and apparently it went well. So that's why they're doing it here now. But I was kind of like, that's great. But at the same time, I'm kind of thinking, you'd feel shit if you'd been in customer service
And you don't get that chance, and other people are in front of you.
Yeah, because it's first in best dress, which is, I understand first in best dress, but I'm thinking, as well as with that company, wonder what their staff turnover would be like at the first couple of months because...
No, they'd be churning through staff members 100%. But like it's funny because like there's certain other companies I know for a fact that aren't as inclusive as that.
Yeah,
you look at and I think they've only just started to do it, like with Lorna Jane. Not long ago it was always like thin physique, but now that they actually started to implement like if you have a bit more weight on you, you can still wear our stuff. But it took a lot of, they had to wean it out to actually get there.
Again, everyone, I'm sorry, but I hate the Kardashians.
Mate, this is your time to shine.
I feel like just talking about like bodies and stuff and like that, which people might look at that as that gives me lemons, or we've been to health because of body shapes and stuff like that. When I was in England, one of the year 11 class was telling me
So you were teaching?
Yeah, assistant teacher. Yeah, one of the year 11 classes was saying, "Oh, sir, do you want to donate to a, what's it called, GoFundMe page?"
Oh, yep. And
I said, "Oh, whose GoFundMe page was it?" It was one of the young one. I don't know what her name is. One of the
Oh,
Kardashians. The
yeah,
young
one of the Kardashians.
I said, why did she have a GoFundMe page? And they said, oh, because she wants to be the youngest billionaire. And I said, guys, you're working 3 days a week, probably at, I don't know, wherever, and you're giving a millionaire money to become a billionaire.
That doesn't make sense.
I said, can I start one? You can give me the money. I'm happy to do that. They thought it was funny. I was being serious. But then they were talking about like the Kardashians and that, and I was sort of saying to them like, you know, girls like, oh, I'm going to the gym because I like this person's body. And then I say to them like, at the end of the day, you've got to remember, they are millionaires and billionaires. They have a personal trainer. They have someone to cook all their meals. They can have those bodies because of that, and they've probably got things done to their bodies. I don't know, obviously. But they have the money, the time, and the people that are cooking their meals, doing lots of stuff for you. I said, you're 17.
Because if you try to do that, like, yeah, exactly. Like, it just, you wear yourself out, you know, emotionally, mentally.
And sometimes your shape might not go the way you want it.
Oh, yeah.
And then that then can impact your mental health and things like that. And
because it's kind of like, oh, well, I'm trying to follow exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
So why am I not getting the same sort of result as they are?
Yeah, which a few of the girls here, they got real down and depressed about it, and I just had to say to them like, they're millionaires or billionaires, whatever they are.
They can do whatever they want.
I said, you're 17, living at home with mum, working at Tesco 1 day a week.
Yeah, like, I mean, if you want to get to that stage, obviously be really successful, find out what you know, gives you that ticker.
Yeah, or just start gymming more. I don't know. I don't gym, so
yeah. Mate, you sure?
Yeah, my guns are big, but you know, I do what I can.
Hey, you were saying as well, because in terms of not being able to do things you used to because of the situation you're in now, you said that you've built this hobby and interest in Lego.
Yeah, so just with fine motor skills, just because like I still get like pins and needles, I suppose, from in my forearm, in my hands. So to not lose like fine motor skills, I started building Lego. I'm not ready for Lego Masters yet, but you know.
Right, go for it.
Yeah, but I started just doing the 18 plus expert level. So I just build all them. So I've got like a big display in my computer room. I've built like the James Bond DB5 and built the London bus and built minis and camper vans and Mustangs and Porsches. Built an Adidas shoe.
I saw that. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
I didn't. So Adidas did like a collaborations with Lego.
Yeah, you build it. Like, so I built that and the 1989 Batmobile. So I just do that now just to help with those little bits of things to pick up to join together, just to help with fine motor skills. And
have you noticed that it's helping you?
I don't know. Like, I mean, I can still do it, so that's positive, I guess. But I mean, because I'm always doing it, I haven't noticed anything different. Like, I can still, I think when I maybe can't do that or not do something as well, I might probably start noticing. But so far, it's been alright.
But even if there wasn't much of improvement in that area, I guess with Lego, you're focusing on what you're doing.
Yeah,
and you're not thinking about other stuff. So for your
time flies when I'm building Lego. Yeah.
And like with mental health, that would be so helpful. You know, like because for myself, I go to the gym because that time is for me just to focus on a certain exercise I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, for yourself, Lego, you're building whatever, and you're just focusing on that. You showed me as well that you've got these rare birds at your place.
Oh yeah, so I got 2 African grey parrots.
They're so smart.
Yeah, Lorenzo and Arita. Yeah, so Lorenzo, he calls the dog. When the dog barks, he yells at the dog to shut up. Yeah, whistles, and we've taught him to make burping sounds and farting sounds. So he does that every so often. You just like... If you're in the morning, when you go out and say morning, and you go back into the kitchen, he knows that you're going in to get his food ready.
That's crazy.
So when he starts hearing you chopping, he starts going, come on, come on. So then you have to quickly bring it out to him so he can have his brekkie.
Mate, because I mean, I used to have a budgie.
Yeah.
And you can't really teach a budgie how to do that, but how do you teach a bird how to respond? And especially in a situation where he knows how to respond, like in terms of getting food. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I don't know. It's real weird because we've heard him all say what you're doing and to go, oh. So like a couple of weeks ago, my partner was out in the yard. She walks outside and Renz flies over and says, what you doing? And then she was like, I'm picking up the dog's poo because he's pooing everywhere. And then Lorenzo goes, ooh. Like, it's real weird how but he was like, when I was going through all the stuff with my knees and stuff, legs. I suppose he was my therapy bird. So I used to always like be playing with him. He'd always be with me, and I'd walk around the house and just sit there, watch TV with him, just sit there, and always just be chatting with him and stuff. So he might have just learnt that way as well.
But it's incredible because it, like when your partner responded to him about picking up the dog poo, like that he waited for her to finish her response.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, or if I drive when I get home, he normally goes hello. Like he always just.
That's amazing. Yeah. Because I look at it like with animals and stuff, they have in terms of like therapy. Yeah. And like keeping your head in a good place. When you're struggling, like they do an incredible job.
Because they're always happy to see you.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing, man. Like, you might have a really shit day at work, or you're just struggling with something. You come home and they're just they're waiting for you to come in the door.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Now you also spoke to me at work. You said you were wanting to do like call center.
No, I want to get into like case management and support worker management. Just to like, I suppose, although you are helping people out with their plans and stuff, but also. I feel like, just even giving them people a call once a week just to say, how are you going? It doesn't have to be related to their plan. Just see how they're going. Just general chats and things like that, just to help. But I also want to help other people with disabilities, as I've been a person with disability and without a disability. So I understand what it's like and how it can be. So for example, because I was talking about me before, not sort of trusting people and I don't understand people that well, but I think it's weird, like, a lot of the, people that are, I mean, again, I don't 100% know, but a lot of people that do the case management stuff, they don't have a disability, so when you're going through things, they're like, oh, yep. Whereas...
They don't have that relatability.
Yeah,
that understanding, yeah.
Or they may not think of something, maybe, like, for example, I'll say my nerve damage, so now I've got to wear working braces. They'll be like, okay, so you need, the working braces, you'll need socks, yep. Whereas... They may not think, they may need wider pants to fit those braces in, because a lot of them might come in skinny leg or wide leg or whatever it is. Just the little bits that people may not think of. And when you're signing up or doing NDI or whatever it is, you're not in that headspace to be thinking about that as well, because you're thinking, I've got my disability, which is this and this. You might not thinking, I need to get what example for the legs again. I need wider pants. Because you don't think about any of that sort of stuff, because you're too busy thinking about something else. Whereas by, being in that situation or something similar, you may think of those little things that they may not think of, and then you can put that down as well.
Oh, because you've had that life experience.
Yeah.
You've been through it yourself.
Yeah. So
you understand those small incremental things that can sometimes be missed.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that, man, because, I think, you're real passionate in that field. Previous to your incident, that you were working as a paramedic, and you like the reward factor of being able to help people. Yeah. So I think you going into as a case manager to helping people that are disabled or might not be disabled, to get that reward factor.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
I think it would benefit you as well, having gone through it.
Yeah, 100%. I don't like the mindset of like, I could have been an example like, I've got to wear working braces and stuff, and I'll just stay home and get Centrelink. I don't like that mindset. I'd rather be like, well, Ellen's finished, so I can't stay home and watch that anymore. So I think it's finished. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure.
She's done and dusted that.
Yeah, she's done. Yeah, I'm back onto Phil. Yeah, I think like that's going to make your situation worse, and you're going to feel even shitter staying at home. So I think I want to help people realize, hey, this might be wrong, or that might be wrong, but you can do this, and this, so why don't we use that to get you this job or to do that? Because then that's going to help get you out of the house. It's going to get you to meet more people. You might even get some close friends out of it. Get you out of the house, even, you go to work dinners or lunches or Christmas, whatever. And then that's going to help with your mindset anyway, rather than sitting at home by yourself.
But that goes back to the way you live your life at the moment of having, half glass full.
Yeah.
Like you won't put yourself in a situation where you can't do a certain job.
Yeah.
Because of your situation yourself, but you'll go out and do what you can do. Like, correct, call center, case manager. You can still do that stuff.
Because I think, like, as well, I sort of think, like, I can't buy, things that I want without working as well. So it's kind of like, although, yes, you can get Centrelink and that's fine, but at the same time, I'm like, I'd rather actually go out, work, make actual money, and be able to spend on stuff I like without having to sit down first or be at home and be like, okay, I got $600 this week.
Exactly.
From Centrelink, got to pay this, and this. Nah. I'd rather be able to just go out, have a work, go out again, make those friends and whatnot, make money as well, but then be able to use it and spend it on happy things in life, I guess, rather than sitting at home not being able to spend anything or do anything.
Oh, exactly, man. And I mean, like, you probably find that, like, you'd have a lacking of purpose. Like, what do you, like, you know, you're not really making money yourself.
Yeah.
And by that, you're not really setting your own goals.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So you're just waiting for that, you know, I don't know what it is, maybe like a fortnightly Centrelink payment to come through. And then again, you pay half of it on your bills and spend a little bit of money on food and maybe yourself.
Yeah.
But because it's not really your money.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
I would struggle.
I feel like as well, when you're getting given money, you'll just spend it willy-nilly, whereas if you've worked and earned it yourself, you're a bit more cautious on how you spend it.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, like, for example, so I mean, I don't do a whole lot anyway. I mean, I actually bought a house in May and bought a new car and stuff, but because I didn't spend money willy-nilly, because I knew I was saving for a purpose for those things, that's why I'm able to get those things, whereas I think if I was sitting at home just getting Centrelink, I don't think I mean, obviously I wouldn't be able to get the loan for it, but I wouldn't have those things because I probably would have just spent it because I'm just like, yeah, free money, I'll just
Money's
spend it.
money,
Then,
yeah.
Yeah, whereas now it's like, oh, wait a second, I've got this and this. I want this is my tree, I want to get this and this, I need to save this and this for it, yep. So it sort of gives you a goal as well.
Because you work hard for your money. You don't want to spend it all in one go.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
You know, like, again, you do something, you set a goal. Obviously, right now, we can't really travel overseas, but, you know, once those international borders open properly and we're able to go out and have fun and see the world as it is, like, you'll use it as a goal.
Yeah,
you know?
correct.
You'll be like, 6 months' time, like, I want to go to the UK. How do I go to the UK? I know that I need to probably save, like, 8 or 9 grand for a good holiday.
Yeah.
How do you, like, I don't know, because, you know, all these hurdles you've gone through, how do you not let it bog you down? You know, for people who...
Oh, sometimes it does.
You know, people tuning in, like, obviously you probably have your down days.
Yeah, sometimes it does, but...
You know, how do you remind yourself, like, you know, it is what it is, you can't really change the situation?
I don't really think about it too much. Like, say with work, I just think to myself, literally my thing is, all right, so wait, this time I just got to get up. Otherwise, if I don't go to work, I'm not going to be able to drive to do a podcast with Jaden on Saturday. Example, like, I don't really think too much about it, because I think when you do think about things like that too much, that's when it could either go well for you or you'll hit in the other direction.
Don't think it too much.
I just try and blank it out. Just
take every day as it comes, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's life. Just deal with it. Like, yeah.
Because one of, like, from my perspective, not being in your situation, but if I look at it, I would be, for myself, I'd have to try and take control of this. But at the start, I would be worried of, what if I get nerve damage somewhere else? Does that ever cross your mind?
No, I don't try and think about that sort of stuff. I just deal with it as it comes. It's funny because what did my mum say to me? I was chatting about something with her. I can't remember what it was. And she was saying, even because with everything that's happened with my nerves and all that sort of stuff, she said, like, in interviews, I should use it. She goes, because it's a thing to use. I said, oh, what's that? And she goes, when they ask you how you manage different things, she said, you should tell them that you're an expert, because with everything that's going, you still manage to go to work and do this. So you're really good at just managing things.
No, I agree.
And not letting things get in the way, because you just sort of, oh, okay, yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I just...
I'm going to ask this question as well, because I don't know, this is how I perceive it. I know a few of my mates do the same sort of thing, but when we go through shit, you know, we just see it as a negative sort of thing. I don't know, for your situation, because it's more of having an effect on your mobility skills, all that sort of stuff. So it might be a little bit different, but do you look at it as in because you've gone through that, you've grown as a person? Like, you might have a better outlook on life than you used to?
I'm going to say, I don't reckon. I think it's made me grumpier.
Yeah.
No. Honestly, only because I feel like I've said it a few times to my partner. She's like, oh, don't be like that. So, you do get those negative bits, but I do think, like, what have I done in past lives for this to happen? Like, what have I done? Like, especially when there's people out there that are taking things, substances, I'll say, and like say even in America, taking substances which they shouldn't be, and they're doing it all the time on that. And then like this is a different example, but doing all this stuff, and then they're having kids and they're having perfectly healthy babies, and you got families that go to work 9 to 5. I don't know, go to church, do volunteering, and they can't have children.
I know the world can be a very cruel place.
So I get like that a bit sometimes. Like I know people that aren't good people, and everything goes their way, and I think, what have I done? And so sometimes I do get like that a bit. Yeah.
Oh, mate, it's hard not to. You want to be the best person, best person you can, but then you look at other people that are, so and so dickheads.
Yeah.
And they just muck around, and they don't seem to get anything negative thrown at them.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
I guess in that situation, I just, much like taking day every day as it comes, I just kind of not really make it my hot topic.
Yeah. It's weird because I've found sometimes little things like that will annoy me, but then I think I've realised it could be, I don't know, but it could be just me taking off me thinking about my problem and just thinking about that, so that way I'm not thinking about myself. Like instead of thinking about my legs, that annoys me because blah 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 blah. Just like a deflection. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, I agree. Hey, what do you reckon? Like in Australia, like with disability services, do you reckon there could be some improvements? Now being having that understanding, do you think there could be any improvements?
I'll be honest, I think everything could have improvements no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Like when people say, for example, what are your strengths and weaknesses? No matter what it is, there's always improvements that can be made. So I don't rate that question because I think you can always get better. Like whatever you're doing, you may be the best at this, but there may be something better that you could be doing it better. Like, so I just think, in that situation, I think you're saying about the services, I think everything can be made better somehow. Yeah, this is probably back to my glass half empty kind of thing. I just think like, although I will complain about some stuff which I think is relevant, but some stuff I'm just like, is there a point? Sometimes I'm saying, is there a point in complaining because no one generally listens? Generally, that was probably back to like what I was saying about falling over and people just walk past you. I just sometimes think like, sometimes I do have that space like, is there any point of saying anything? Because are they going to care? Are they going to listen really? Like, and then they think you're the annoying one. You're just like, but I'm always like, I even say to people, hey, just so you know, you've done this or doing this. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't tell you that. Whereas I'm telling you that or whatnot, if it's in work or whatever, to like, because I don't want you to get in trouble and all that sort of stuff. I'd rather tell you so you know, so you're not getting in trouble, rather than not say anything and next week you're packing your bags and packing your box and you're out. Yeah. And John's dropped you home. Yeah.
But it's such a true, the concept of you actually telling someone, oh yeah, I'm actually struggling. They go, oh yeah. And then they kind of just turn a blind eye and just continue doing what they're doing.
Yeah, correct.
It's the same thing like, on Are You Okay Day?
Yeah.
Like, my view on it kind of, I don't know. I have a very funny view on Are You Okay Day because I feel like a lot of people take the piss out of it.
I think this might sound off, but
no, it's fine.
I find Are You Okay Day, I'm the same with Valentine's Day in that. Not exactly the same. Like, I think, do you really need a day to ask if you're okay? Shouldn't you just be asking that generally?
Every day. Exactly. Why
yeah.
I mean,
like, just like Valentine's Day, like, what, do you need one day to get your partner flowers or whatever? You got the whole 364 other days you can do that as well.
I agree, man. That's what, like, annoys me. Especially, like, when people just joke about it.
Yeah.
They go, oh, yeah, like, are you okay? And, like, they laugh and go, of course, mate. Like, why wouldn't I be? Or, like, just take the piss. And then, like, if you're actually being asked that and you aren't feeling good, you're not going to tell them if everyone else is taking the piss.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
My mate, I think he's doing like law at uni. He was doing another degree with that, and one of his uni topics was about what they can do to improve the field of mental health in Australia. And they were thinking of making this mental health card, like, because what happens is when you go to a doctor now, they go, what are you struggling with? A, B, and C. And I believe at the moment you can get 10 free sessions to go like Headspace or something like that. So that's the process. But after 10 free sessions, it just goes up to, the standard price. And for people who can't afford it, it's like, my mental health shit, but what do I do now?
Yeah, fair.
If you are in the instance on Centrelink.
That's just like, for example, just say you're on Centrelink, you get your healthcare card. But then as soon as you get a full-time job, you might be earning too much, you lose that healthcare card, you've got to pay full price for all your medications. Which I think's a bit like, yeah, I've got a full-time job, but my, say, medical issue or whatever it is still there. Like, that doesn't disappear because I got a job.
That's the thing, man. That's the thing.
Which, it's a bit weird. And, like, another thing I have a hard problem with is, for example, I'll say diabetes, like type 1 diabetes, right? So I've had it since I was 5. So that's insulin, all that sort of stuff. I'll have that my whole life. So I'm working so I don't get a healthcare card, so I've got to pay full price for all my stuff. But then I think it's like, okay, bit odd. But then, you know, people that, again, like I was saying, do stuff to their bodies and take stuff and they've got whatever because of this, there's programs for them to go to get better. And I think that's self-inflicted.
I get it. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like, that's self-inflicted, but your situation is worsening, or it won't get back to where it is.
Yeah, and that's not self-inflicted. That's genetics. Yeah.
I just think the system's designed for people that actually have kind of money falling out of the pocket. You know, for people who are on Centrelink or just barely, you know, can scrape through to pay for, like, you know, groceries, bills, weekly rent, whatever it is. Like, you're going to get to a point where it's like, you know, it is helpful, but I can't afford like 200 plus whatever for a session.
I do think it is good though with them how they have money cards that you can only use the money on the card at certain shops.
How do you get those?
I have no idea.
I've heard of those,
but I think it's good because that way, you know, they're not going and buying whatever.
That's actually like such a good idea too, because then you get then people aren't trying to just play around with the system.
Yeah, or just buying things, like buying drugs and stuff like that. They actually can only use it at Coles or only at Woolworths or wherever, which I think is good. Like, because then you know, okay. And
going on, because you're saying before that that you've been diabetic since you were 5.
Yeah.
Now, how's that process like?
I don't know any different.
So you don't know any different. That's what I mean, because you're that young that you probably don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what's the process like? You've got to have a certain amount of sugar. You've got to watch your sugar level.
Yeah, but your pancreas doesn't work. It doesn't work. So you just got to make sure your sugar doesn't get too low, or too high. You've got to make it between like 5 and 10. So what you eat, so counting the carbs and giving insulin and things like that. Yeah.
And have you got to use the because a mate of mine's got the, what's it called?
The pump.
The pump?
No, I tried it. I don't like it, me personally, because it's like, if you have to wear a suit, where does the cord go? Or if I'm asleep at night and I roll around, I get my arm under it, I rip it out.
Yeah.
So
you just do the prick?
Too much
on the finger?
No, I have like a sensor in my arm, so I can scan it.
Oh, wow.
Scan it under my phone.
It looks like one of those nicotine.
Nicotine, yeah. I'm trying to quit smoking, guys.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you before we wrap this up, just for people to get an understanding of what it's actually like, you know, to live with what you're going through right now. So, like, on a normal day, getting up and waking up and getting ready for work, you know, what's that process like? You know, because you were saying that you've got to really warm yourself up.
Yeah, generally I'll get up with my brace and stuff and just have a walk around the house and talk to the birds and pat the dogs and stuff. And then sometimes I might like stretch a little bit, but it's nothing major. It's just making sure my legs are warm and getting about. But I have noticed though, since the nerve damage, they're not, but they feel like my feet are real cold. I have to wear socks every night to go to bed. So sometimes if I don't have socks, I won't sleep well because I feel like my feet are freezing.
Wow.
But they're not.
Mate, that's crazy. You know what I rate about you, bro? Like, you've got such a good outlook on life. You know, we get shit thrown at us. You know, life gives us lemons, but you've got to, like, I don't know. You can pick out the rotten ones. You know what I mean? You throw them aside and you make most of what you have, and you don't put yourself in those situations where you know that you can't do.
Yeah.
So no, I do admire your outlook, man. And I think a lot of people can take away so much from that, especially if they're going through the same sort of thing themselves. Maybe not the same exact situation, but a situation where they can't really change what's going on.
Yeah, I just don't think, if you can't change it, I don't see the point in just thinking about it, because that's just not going to get you anywhere. You're just going to feel shit and not want to do anything. Like, for example, here's a good example. So when I got back from England, so March last year, I didn't know what I was doing with that, and I just thought, you know, what can I do? And I thought, you know, what can I... So I actually did a little like typing course, and I had to look at like little Windows course. just thinking I maybe have to do an office job or a call center just to like maybe do that
Yeah.
to get me going. And I said like, prime example, something like doing stuff to get out to meet people. Like, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't meet this bloke. Great bloke. But like, no, that's honestly
It's
example.
true. It's true.
Like, this wouldn't be happening
Appreciate
if I didn't do that. So it's like I don't see that as a negative. That's a positive. So like I just focus things that I can do, and okay, well, I was not good at computer. I am not good at computers, but I just thought I'd do these little things so that way it might be an avenue I can look at for the future. Example.
Because you look at, there's like the chain of events.
Yeah.
You try one thing out.
Yeah.
It might not necessarily work for you, but you meet someone in that field.
Yeah.
And then that person meets you, introduce you to someone else,
Yeah.
or says, "Oh, I can recommend you go to here."
Yeah,
and then from
exactly.
there, like, it's a never-ending sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I rate that, mate. Absolute legend. Cheers,
Never a
brother.
problem.
Thank you so much for taking up your time.
Never a problem. Never a chore.
I tell you what,
Keep subscribing. Keep watching. Any other questions? Hit Jaden up and he can hit me up and then he can get back to you.
Yeah, oh mate, I'm sure we'll get back there and there'll be something. You working on Monday?
Yeah.
Oh mate, we'll be loving it. We'll be talking shit.
Yeah, we will be.
Giving Jace a hard time.
Yeah, he's a great bloke as well, guys.
Mate, what I will say is, so Jace we work with, if you need to know anything about SES,
he's the bloke to go to.
he's the bloke to go to. Well,
he is SES.
He's like the Gandhi of SES.
No, he is. Great bloke though. Like, I do like stirring him up about it, but
Tell the scenario that what we did to him when we were talking.
Oh yeah, so I said I went to Jaden and said, just say whatever and just make sure you put SES in there. So then Jaden goes, I don't know whatever he said. He goes SES, and then we look over and Jace, his headphones come down and his ear tunes up because that's like I was saying before about Batman, which has black, or SES is Jace's bat call, like the lights that shines up.
Legit. It's so funny because he was so busy that morning and didn't want to bar of us.
Yeah.
As soon as we said SES, he's like,
What'd
you say?
He was there. He was there with his bloody red outfit on. I was gonna start calling him Alf Stewart as a joke because I'm gonna be honest, I like Home and Away.
Mate, I actually don't mind it.
Yeah, so it's not too bad.
Easy watch.
Yeah, 100%.
It's always something happening in the bay.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Not wrong at all.
I feel like everyone's slept with everyone by now. I mean, the only person who's probably not slept around is probably Alf.
Yeah. Or even John, maybe. Yeah.
John Palmer. I reckon
Yeah.
John will get back with
Marilyn.
Marilyn.
Yeah, I reckon he likes that new feisty side of her.
Yeah. I can see Marilyn as a dominatrix woman now.
Yeah, John, you got no hope, mate. No. Bring your A game or go home.
Anyways, guys, this has been Season 3, Episode 12 of Couch in the Mind, clearing the mind one couch talk at a time. And on today's episode, I had Jared Guiste talking to me in conversation revolving around the topic of when life gives you lemons. Anyways, as always, just hit me up if you need anything on the Couch in the Mind Facebook page. I actually have a website now. So if you look at www.couchinthemind.com, you can find about me, all the episodes, descriptions, and if you're interested to come on to a podcast, you can reach out to me from there. But enjoy the rest of the week, and we'll speak to you guys soon. If you guys enjoyed this episode and you're after more Couch in the Mind content, feel free to check us out on Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, and many other audio platforms. And as always, guys, if you need anything, feel free to message me on the Couch in the Mind Facebook page. Thanks again for tuning in.